Why is our academy named Sojo Academy? Can you share?
Okay. You know what? In hindsight, I don't know that we really named it very well.
Yes, we did. Don't second guess us.
Okay, so you guys know that there's a verse in First Peter. Actually, those of you who are in the academy should know this because we studied it this month. But there's a verse in First Peter where Peter refers to Christians, followers of Christ, as sojourners in this world. And so when Jen and I were talking about what we wanted this academy to represent, we really wanted it to represent a global community. And the fact that we are all sojourners, we're all just passing through, we're temporary. We're not permanent residents here. We have our hope set in heaven. We have our identity in heaven. We have the greatest commonality among us is Christ. And the fact that we're all kingdom minded believers here on earth. And so sojourner really was the word we thought identified us. And yet sojourner was kind of a weird word, and it wasn't maybe catchy enough. And I was telling Jen, you know what,
it's hard to spell, sojourner. Right? And it's hard to spell.
Yeah. I mean, who wants that, right? And typing that into your browser, no. And so I remembered there was because, I lived this 14 years overseas as a sojourner, as an expat. And there was a little cafe in one of the places in Thailand that we would always go that was called Sojo's. And it was for all the expats to come together and hang out with other expats. And it was a sense of belonging. There was a sense of identity and belonging and community there, because here in this foreign country, in the city that, we were outsiders in, there was this little spot that we could come and we could identify with the other people there. We recognized we were all sojourners. We were all outsiders. And yet here in this place, we belonged. And that's what we wanted Sojo Academy to represent. We wanted there to be learning, the academy side. We wanted to be learning and studying the scriptures, but we wanted there to be a sense of community and familiarity with one another as sojourners and kingdom belongers. We belong to the family of God. And so that's just ultimately the name we landed on, is Sojo. Did I do a good job? Did I miss something?
Yeah. I think you did an excellent job. And I think that it's a very legitimate question that people have.
Yeah.
And in that respect, maybe we could have done a better job explaining it, but like naming it. But in general, it encompasses what our vision is. So yeah. I like it. I still like the name. We're sticking with it for now, at least. We may change it at some point, but we're sticking with it for now. I will say though that we just in general, we are all. It's like we're not home, guys. We know this. We're not home, and thank a gracious God that we're not. I mean, because our eventual home is just going to be so glorious. Paul says that our current struggles mean nothing in light of our future glory. Yeah. It's like and he said that while he was in prison and he was being tortured and he had all the things. And he's like, all the things I'm going through now, they mean nothing in comparison to what I will one day have when I see God face to face, Christ face to face, when I'm there in glory. So that our future glory is so much brighter than any darkness we can face now. It makes our darkness pale. And so in doing that, in acknowledging that we're not yet home, but we're ambassadors. We're a little fort out here in a foreign land that is the world. And we're walking together in this path until God does call us home. And that's what Sojo means. And that's what it's all about.